Hey, Mike with D2D Millionaire here. And do you use momentum to your advantage while you're marketing door to door? If not, it could be a simple thing you can add in to really increase your sales. One thing that a lot of sales reps struggle with is getting into momentum and staying into momentum when they're marketing door to door. And so what happens is a lot of times it can be hard to get up and knock that first door, right? One thing that separates the top sales reps between the average and below average is that the top sales reps, they don't always feel like getting on the doors early or staying late, but they do it anyway because they know that that habit is going to propel them to getting better results. And so, again, you can look at it a lot like a sports game, right? Where I'm sure you've seen a game before, right? Where one team is super far behind, they're struggling, and then all of a sudden they make that touchdown, they score that goal, and then momentum just shifts, and then they're able to carry that through the rest of the game, and they just score after score after score, and they end up winning the game, right? It's because they took advantage of that shift of momentum, and they kept moving forward. They didn't score that goal and just give up, right? They took that momentum and used it to their advantage. So it's the same kind of idea while you're selling and marketing door to door, because again, an object in motion tends to stay in motion, and an object at rest tends to stay at rest. So again, some different tips you can use to stay in momentum. One is, get on the doors early, start knocking right away. And again, get into that habit of taking action where, motion creates emotion, where a lot of times people think that, the top sales reps, for example, just always feel like getting out there and knocking on doors. And that's not necessarily the case, where what they do is they get out there, they start taking action, and then it kind of starts building momentum from there, where they might not feel like it initially, but once they get out there and start talking to people, knocking on doors, they start to get in the flow of things and they start to build momentum. And what can happen is you can make a sale really early in the day and then start carrying that with you, right? So the first sale is going to be the hardest thing to make of the day, but once you have that one, then momentum's on your side, right? You have that excitement, you have that energy, and you can carry that with you throughout the day. So unfortunately, one thing that a lot of sales reps do is they set sales goals, which is great, but what happens is they let their minimums become their maximums. And basically what that means is they have a sales goal, right? Let's say that's 5 a day or 6 a day or whatever the case might be, based on what you're selling, and they have that sales goal. And unfortunately what happens is the closer they get to that sales goal, in most cases, they kind of take their foot off the gas, right? They start working as hard, or maybe they hit that sales goal and then they like, I can just coast the rest of the day. I hit my goal, right? And so that can be a killer of momentum and can separate, again, the top sales reps from the average, because a lot of times what reps do is they, take long breaks, or again, like I said, they kind of coast it out once they know that they're close to their goal or they've reached their goal. And again, it's hard to restart that momentum. And something to think about as well is every single day, it's like your counter resets, right? You don't get to carry over your sales from the day before and now they automatically count for the next day, right? Every single day starts at 0. So the more you can carry that momentum with you throughout the day, the better. Great example was Lenny Gray, author of Door to Door Millionaire. One of his best sales days ever, it actually happened on the 4th of July. And, a couple things going into that, right? A lot of times sales reps or people will, quit too early. They figure, it's a holiday, I shouldn't work as hard. A lot of other people have the day off, I should have the day off, or I'm going to not work as hard, go in early, right? But that's not the mindset you want to have if you want to create massive success. So again, in this case, Lenny had a sales goal of 8 sales for the day, which is a great goal, but he hit that actually pretty early on. So you come to a fork in the road then, right? It's like, cool, I hit my sales goal. I can either quit, because I've done that, awesome, coast out the rest of the day, or just quit early, right? Or that can be the time where you harness that momentum and you put your foot on the gas. And that's really the mindset that you want to have. And that's what he did. And he set, records in his company at 23 accounts that day. And it's crazy where, again, 8 sounds like maybe a great sales goal, which it is. But if he would have stopped then, he would have stopped at 8. But he pushed through, harnessed that momentum, kept moving forward, put his foot on the gas when, momentum was on his side, and set records. So again, well over double the sales amount because he kept going and used that momentum to his advantage. So something to really keep in mind, right? If you're struggling, if you're setting sales goals, are you setting that and then whenever you hit it, you're like, hey, that's the most I'm going to do? Are you making your minimum goal become your maximum that you're going to actually shoot for? Or do you keep moving and use momentum to your advantage? So again, hopefully you guys got some benefit and value out of this video. If you did, feel free to comment and share. And then if you are in door-to-door sales, be sure to head on over to d2dmillionaire.com. Enter your information for access to our free podcast training on how to avoid the 5 most common things sales reps fail at while selling door-to-door sales. So again, if you're struggling, not making the sales that you want to make, or again, maybe you just want this year to be your best year yet, head on over to d2dmillionaire.com and enter your information for access to that free podcast training. But thanks again for tuning in. We'll talk to you more soon.